You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show.
But it's good because you didn't have anyone getting you hungry for it, but you were hungry from your own experience, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things which I always admire with boxing is that it is an individual sport. You know, I think people, you know, you've got footballers, rugby players, and, you know, they get paid a lot of money and they train a lot, and, you know, no credit. I'm not taking credit away from them, but they're in a team. So when you're having a bad game, they got the morale around them. You know, they got the backup. Yeah. How is it being, because we talked about being lonely in life, you know, how is it being lonely in that ring?
Well, it's not just the ring, it's during the camp, the sacrifice, everyone's going out, you got to stay in. And if you do go out and you do party, because it's an individual sport, you're going to get exposed in the ring and you're going to get embarrassed or you get knocked out because you ain't done the 1%, you ain't sacrificed. So yeah, it's you got to be happy alone and happy with your own thoughts. And like I said, do plenty of sacrifices and always take that lonely road. You have to, man. But boxing's a hard game. I think it's the hardest sport. You got to make weight, you got to diet, early nights, don't be going out for birthdays and your mates all going out. You got to sacrifice everything if you want to get to the top. Do you know what I mean? I always started boxing late. I had my first fight at 16. So like, I was like, right, while everyone's out, I'm staying in and I'm dedicating my life to this till I get that next step. And I overtook so many people and now I'm here. I'm ready to push forward in my career. Do you know what I mean? I've had 7 fights. I rolled the dice on not my last fight, the fight before. I fought for a title eliminator. I was in Dubai. I got a phone call. Trying to fight in 6 weeks, title eliminator, 10 rounds. I wasn't really fit. I'd said, yeah, let's do it. I believe in myself. I'll push forward. I had to go to a dark place in the fight. Ability wise, I was better, but he was just fit. And it was 10 rounds, mate. I started fading. I had to go somewhere deep to find the extra push, and we got the win. And now the next fight is going to be for the English title, number 1 in England, and then I'm mandatory for the British title. So yes, it's there to be done, man.
Wow.
I'm on it.
But do you know what I love about that story though, Jordan, is that you didn't start really young. You know, a lot of people often feel that if they didn't get the great start at the beginning, they're never going to get to where they want to be. You know, people say to me, you know, but you didn't want to be an entrepreneur as a kid. So, you know, are you really an entrepreneur? I wasn't the sort of person that was like selling sweets when I was at school. Like, I genuinely never wanted to be in a business, but I've not let that stop me where I've got to. And I think it's similar to your journey. You know, you started later, but look where you are now.
Yeah, I think it's just having your own drive and your own vision. Because if you listen to everyone else, and not being funny, 9 times out of 10, people's reactions are negative. You tell someone what you're going to do, and they go, "But what happens if this don't work and you lose money and this and that?" They don't go the benefits, the positives. Well, if you do that, you can do this and do that. It's always the negatives. Do you know what I mean? So I just shut out the noise. And I'm in my own delusional world. Probably the most deluded geezer you'll ever meet. But you know what? It's all right because it works for me. And whatever vision I have, it tracks and it manifests. I don't know how I'm here. I don't know how I've done what I've done from where I've come from. And like, I've always done the impossible. Like, just little things, man. Even I bought a BMW when I was young, man. Like, that's like, I know it's nothing to people, but like, mate, I come from nothing. Like, and I manifested that. So, and then I had a Corsa. I manifested being like, do you know what I mean? I was on my estate. I was like, yeah. Then, like, just little things like that. I thought, but that's just come from a thought. Do you know what I mean? And like a vision. So yeah, you can't, like, people just have to believe in themselves, man. It's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's all in your own mind, man. And you can't you got to shout the noise and you can't listen to people. Like, oh, you're too old or you're too young. Man, listen, there's always options, man.
Yeah.
There's always options.
I always say to people who go through this, because my business is a book publishing business, I've got the podcast. I help a lot of people build their brand. The bigger the brand, the bigger the noise, right? You've seen it in your own business and your own career. And often it's about realizing that people's opinions are because of their fear of themselves.
What their insecurities.
Exactly. You know, like, I remember when I first started my business and all of my loved ones were like, you know, how are you going to get paid? You know, when are you going to get a real job? I remember my business making $250,000 and people going to me, when are you going to get a real job? I'm like, are you joking? Like, I'm in it. Like
Yeah,
I'm living
yeah,
my
yeah,
dream
yeah,
to
sick.
then, and I think that's where a lot of people, we do have to go against the herd. We do have to do something a bit different.